Hello everyone, how are you? My name is Sam. The best Nintendo Switch games are bound to offer you unforgettable adventures on the hybrid handheld console. There's something incredibly special about being able to experience a great game in both the palm of your hand and on a larger screen, and the Nintendo Switch's extensive library offers only the best ways to make the most of this. The Nintendo Switch is a great console for video game veterans and newcomers alike, offering versatility as well as an impressively broad catalog of games, uplifted by Nintendo's legendary first-party titles. Plus, since the console's been around for a while now, it comes in a variety of variants, with the Nintendo Switch OLED offering a gorgeous display, while the Nintendo Switch Lite's robust design makes it ideal for younger gamers. No matter what you're after, be it a thrilling action-adventure or a fun-packed multiplayer party romp, the Switch has it. We've extensively played and reviewed every game in this list. Not only are we staunch Nintendo heads, we've applied years of review expertise in order to bring you a list of the very best of the best. So we're confident in saying there are no duds here, no matter what kind of experience you're looking for. Number 10. Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey is an absolute dream for many players, bringing the gameplay of Mario 64 into the modern era, with plenty of new mechanics and some seriously impressive presentation. While Super Mario Odyssey is the latest in the mainline 3D series, it serves as a sort of celebration of everything that's come before. There are musical numbers, 2D platforming sections, and worlds filled with Easter eggs from even the most obscure pieces of Mario lore. Playing the game in handheld allows you to lock in harder for the more challenging platforming sections, while docking the Switch allows you to take in the game's gorgeous world design on a bigger screen. This time around, Mario brings a new friend called Cappy, who enables him to possess enemies and gain new abilities in the process. This leads to some of the most inventive Mario gameplay we've seen in years, set across a story that brings in fan favorites, alongside tried and true icons. Number 9. Fire Emblem Three Houses. Fire Emblem Three Houses managed to bring in a ton of new fans to the long-running tactical RPG series when it launched back in 2019 on Nintendo Switch. It did this by combining the excellent grid-based combat the previous games are known for, with Persona-like social elements and a truly epic story. At the start of the game, you'll get to choose between three houses, as you get to know each group's leader, and take students into battle to learn the ropes. As the story goes on, your allegiances become ever more important, with battle line being drawn in a huge war, which sees friends become enemies. Even if tactical combat isn't usually your thing, it's worth giving Fire Emblem a try. There's loads of options to tweak things to your experience, including turning off party member deaths. Number 8. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a triumphant addition to 2D Mario games, and it perfectly encapsulates joy in gaming form. For those who grew up alongside the Mario series, this game will transport you back to a state of childlike glee. But even for entirely new players of the game, there are still a lot of reasons why you should select this game when jumping into the Mushroom Kingdom for the first time. There are a lot of new additions to the game that make Wonder feel incredibly fresh and exciting in comparison to its predecessors. And with a lot of co-op options, it's a great game to enjoy with friends and family too. On the Nintendo Switch, its vibrant world will absorb you for hours, making it a fantastic addition to every library and offering a perfect representation of what Nintendo is all about. Number 7. Tetris 99. When you've got a game as near perfect as Tetris already is, how can you put a fresh spin on it to keep a new generation of players hooked? By tapping into a modern gaming craze. Tetris 99 takes the classic block building, line making formula, and fuses it with a battle royale multiplayer system. You and 98 other Tetris fans go head to head, making lines as quickly as possible, and sending screen-filling blocks to each other's screens to knock each other out. The last person standing wins. One quick 5-minute game soon becomes a 2-hour session, and with regular challenges and additional modes to purchase, it's great fun. You can get Tetris 99 as a standalone game, but as a free download to those who subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online, it's the best reason to sign up for the service too. Number 6. Pokémon Legends Arceus. Acting as a prequel to the main series, Arceus takes players to a much older version of Pokémon Diamond and Pearl's Sinnoh region. Pokémon roam freely, and you're charged with completing one of the region's first Pokédexes. With no gym leaders or badges, Arceus's focus is primarily on catching Pokémon, rather than battling them. Pokémon Legends Arceus is unlike any Pokémon game you may have played before, in the best possible way. While Pokémon Scarlet and Violet added a wide range of modernization to the main series, Arceus arguably did more with less, breathing fresh air into the franchise by telling its story through a more immersive and polished lens. This makes Pokémon Legends Arceus one of the best Nintendo Switch games available, and well worth checking out if you're a Pokémon fan or want to break into the series. Number 5. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This racer offers several new additions to this version of the arcade racer that was already available on Wii U. You've got the return of Battle Mode, new characters, all the previously released DLC tracks, and the ability to hold 2 special items simultaneously to add an extra layer of strategy to your racing. The new game is also a great way of playing the game in multiplayer. You can play online, in split screen with up to 4 players, or link up to 8 consoles together to play multiplayer wirelessly, where you can also play with up to 2 players per console. Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U was already one of the best entries in the franchise, and the Nintendo Switch version is no different. In fact, it's one of the best Switch games full stop, as well as one of the best online multiplayer Switch games. It's a versatile release and well worth picking up for anyone who missed out on Mario Kart 8 the first time around, and it's still getting new DLC. Just note that you will need Nintendo Switch Online to play with friends over the internet. Number 4. Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread is a well-refined version of the game that has inspired a generation of players and developers, helping to spawn a whole new genre of game, the Metroidvania. The structure is simple. Bounty Hunter. Samus arrives on an unfamiliar planet and has to make her way around to find a means to escape. During her journey, she will find new tools and power-ups to help her get to previously inaccessible places. In Metroid Dread, the stakes are raised by pitting Samus against indestructible enemies, which requires a stealthier approach than previous Metroid games. A solid difficulty, the new enemies, and the thrill of discovery all make Metroid Dread an essential Metroid game that delivers on everything fans already enjoy, while also looking incredibly polished visually. It's definitely one of the best Nintendo Switch games, at least until Metroid Prime 4 launches next year perhaps. Number 3. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is a joyful family platformer that is as ambitious as it is adorable. This is the boldest Kirby game yet, pushing the pink puffball into all manner of new dimensions and contorted shapes. It also sees Kirby doing what he does best, inhaling enemies to absorb their abilities, jumping and gliding through tight platforming segments, and tackling big bosses at the end of each stage. Forgotten Land will feel familiar to those who have played a Kirby game before, but its 3D levels and Kirby's new abilities make the series feel fresh. Its visuals are perfect to illustrate the graphical jump from the 3 Deciskans to the Switch, and the gameplay shows the blob in top form. Whether you haven't played a Kirby game before or are a longtime fan, you're in for a charming platforming treat. Number 2. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The long-running Smash series is Nintendo's family-friendly take on fighting games. In Super Smash Bros., beloved characters from Nintendo and beyond battle it out with the aim of knocking their rivals off the edge of the screen. Our Super Smash Bros. Ultimate review says it like it is. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate packs in more fighters, more stages, more gameplay modes, and more tactical elements of any game in the franchise. This is, for all intents and purposes, the definitive Super Smash Bros., with everything that entails, and plenty of juicy Smash Bros. DLC, Joker, Piranha Plant, Banjo-Kazooie, to keep you occupied after you've unlocked the main roster of fighters, though all DLC has now been released. If you're looking for one of the best Nintendo Switch games for great multiplayer times, then you definitely can't go wrong with Smash. Number 1. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom had massive boots to fill as the successor to the immensely successful Breath of the Wild, a launch title for the Nintendo Switch. Expectations were sky high from the get-go, and yet, this follow-up takes everything that made its predecessor special and dials it up to 11. With an amazingly detailed and expansive open world, exciting dungeons, thrilling combat, and a new focus on creativity, this is the defining title for Nintendo's aging handheld console hybrid. We've played over 70 hours in our Tears of the Kingdom review and found it to be an absolute delight, full of welcome embellishments and bold additions. One of the biggest new additions to the established formula is the new Zonai devices such as Ultra Hand and Fuse, which add a new perspective to how you can interact with the game world. That's very much just scratching the surface of what makes this new RPG so special.